So as a quick little tour of my little current shop, this is my general workbench area, and there's a digitizing scope that I use. I think you've seen in some of the other videos. And this guy that I use quite often, which is my ScopeMate 2. That's a curve tracer built into a system where you can put different ICs in and compare a good one to a suspect one. And this is an analog scope that I use for a curve tracer or for normal analog scope usage. And this is a function slash signal generator. And over here we have another oscilloscope that I've done a restoration on, one from the 50s actually, a great scope. And its little partner sitting up there, a portable Tektronix 224, and that's been restored as well. And here's a 2213 that I will be doing a restoration on at some point. And moving up, there is a Sprague Telmic that I will Tel-Omic rather, which is a capacitor tester that I will be doing a restoration on. And there is a vacuum tube voltmeter that I did a restoration on thanks to Mr. Carlson's lab. Another Mr. Carlson's lab item up there that I will be doing a restoration on. And that is a RCA W033B that I'll be doing a restoration on, oscilloscope. There's an RCA Victor Golden Throat radio, another video coming. And what I'm really excited to do here is the American Overseas. That is a Crosley radio, and that will be getting reworked. Over here, just bits, parts, pieces, cables, probes, different levels of sitting devices, chemicals, so I keep them out of lock of other people. For safety, various meters back there, and in the back you can see two light bulbs there. That is my connected to my isolation transformer and Variac and limited supply back there. And then a DC Corad down here. This is a very nice, I think, a very affordable DC power supply. And then here is my Avon digital microscope, and that can be hooked up either to this laptop, which runs recording software if I need to record something, and or it can go up to this television if I need to see even more with my eyes getting more aged. And right now you can see this is a Line 6 that I'm working on, and you can kind of get an idea as to how good that, oh, there's those bad nails, whoo, working hands, right? But that is my eye savior right there, and that's mounted to a nice stand that goes up and down, so I can get in closer. A couple of different lenses with this. There's a ×10, a ×4. You can move the level accordingly. But what I really like is you can see how far away, it's almost 2 feet away from the top where that microscope is down to my device under test or work there. And you can see the kind of resolution I can get. And this television is, I think, 32 maybe, something like that. So not a very large television, but one that's big enough for these purposes. Anyway, moving on. Here's a little thing that I like to do. These are actually banana holders, believe it or not. And if you take that off there, like this, I added a screw on the top back here. This is a drywall screw, just to hang other cables. But that is normally, you stick some bananas on there. Well, when I seen that, I thought, oh man, that's really perfect to put some scopes on, or some meters on. So what I do is if I'm working around the shop and I need a meter, I don't have to fumble with the back or anything. I can just pick the whole thing up. It comes with its own cables as it goes. And like this is another one of my DDMs. I can be working, whatever, get done, coil that puppy up. And it's all on one little movable device there. Sometimes I'll put rubber bands around them like this to hold them if I need, but if I got to take them off, then at any rate, it's just a little portable stand. I like that. Works well for me. And for those 2 meters anyway. Let's see, moving on. This is a fender basement. I will be doing a full restoration on at some point, and that's just another one of the projects in the waiting. Down here is the Line 6 we'll be doing a video on that's currently in process with a bunch of other things that are not even worth talking about. Couple more, 4 more oscilloscopes, 2 that are being repaired and restored at the top, 2 more that will be done on the bottom. These ones I'm not real sure. I might just have to part these out. I got these from a guy that just really wanted to get rid of them. I paid $25 for the whole shot, but they're in pretty rough shape. You can see one of the CRTs is just fallen in there. I don't expect that thing to be good, but who knows. But they are both ICOs, and they're different models, but maybe I can make one of them good, you know, maybe donate them. These are just more bits, parts and pieces, through-hole products, SMD products, all kinds of tubes, boxes of tubes and Mauser products underneath there. That's where I keep my drill press whenever I use it. And then up here is my soldering station, and this consists of a Hakko solder air filter, and then I have a 110 fan or a 220 fan that I swap out. That's when I go overseas, I'll put the 220 fan in, and here I'm in the States, so I put the 110 fan in for when I'm traveling. A couple of Wellers, you know, for, you always got to have 2 irons, right? I guess. The hot air gun that I just did a video on, and then this is one of my better tools. This is a Tenma desoldering station, and more affordable soldering station. They're from a company called Newark now. For years they were another company, I forget the name, but that's where that held all the Tenma products at any rate. So, and then up here is just various bits, parts, and pieces of who knows what. Here's one I'll be doing a video on. This is a burnt and highly modded and basically destroyed Fender reverb, and deluxe reverb rather. So I'm gonna do a little odd video on that, on as far as teardown. Up there, more bits, parts, and pieces. And then over here, this is where, well, let's see. There's my printer. So when I print out and make circuit boards, that's a little laser printer that I use, HP. And this is my motorized fancy desk. Let's see if I can back this out a little bit. Okay, there we go. And so, you know, PC and Mac for my circuit boards and different programs that I'm running. And if I ever get the desire when I'm playing music, a couple of my touring strobes there, and my headphone system if I don't want to disturb the masses. And this is a stereo ZT lunchbox setup, amp on top, small cap on the bottom, and then that runs through this mess down here, which is my current build of the pedal board. And that features a Voodoo Labs switcher, and then just standard stuff. There's a fuzz face there, Joe Bonamassa wah, a 70s Mutron, which is really actually quite nice. Peterson strobe, small stone, if you know what any of these things are, just bits, parts, and pieces. And then I tied all that together in through with a legacy drive, so I can run this several different ways through a switching system that I have. That's just right there. And maybe we'll do a video on that someday if there's interest. And then just the cabling for that runs up here. So that's it for what I'm willing to show. Otherwise, there's all kinds of messes like that down there. So we'll just keep that out of the way. My you know, non-clean areas, as every shop has. This is a neat little thing. If you know what this little box is, that's a good use for it. I think after the original items are out of there. And, you know, it's quick and handy, and I can just grab my small tools and, you know, well, for the ones that'll stay at any rate. And then I just took one of my wife's knife magnets and stuck that up there, and then I can just quickly grab tools off there, throw them back up. So that's kind of quick, neat, and handy. And that's about it for this portion of the shop. So that's my setup, and have a good day.